Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Zennow 2014 World Team Table Tennis Championships in Tokyo. It's the women's quarterfinals match between Romania and Singapore. Singapore is up 1-0, and it is upon her here. Daniela Dodan Monteiro, 26 years old, world ranked 53, to even the score. But she will have a tough task ahead of her. She's facing Feng Tianwei, the top player of Singapore, with 8-0 matches so far in this World Championships. Unbeaten, the 27-year-old.
And Feng Tianwei is actually world rank number 7 right now. To be in the top 10 women, very strong showing out here. It's going to be a tough match. And Singapore is already up 1-0. As you mentioned, Feng Tianwei could have 2 wins to take this for Singapore. So Romania is not in the best of positions right now.
Exactly, and if we've been brushing shortly upon this victory of the Singaporean team in 2010 in Moscow. We just see her bronze medal at the Olympics for Feng Tianwei, some of her feats, quarterfinalist 3 times at the World Championships. And she was more than just an integral part of that team, winning the finals match against China, where she took 2 points off of China. And she had probably the performance of her lifetime in 2010.
And that's got to be something that gets into Daniela Dodan's head, too. She knows she's playing a world champion right now. At first, I just saw her free hand as if she was saying, what? What's happening? But then realized that's just her form on her backhand during warm-up.
First game, Romania to serve, level.
So Dodan's going to start us off with the serve. 0-0 in the first game of the second match.
1 love.
Interesting serve. Looked like it was sailing a little bit, sort of a half-long serve, but some deceptive underspin, and Feng right into the net. Much better received from Feng. Dodan training at the WSA, Werner Schlager Academy, so she's going to have a lot of excellent service technique, similar to Schlager with that open face and the toss. Wow. Beautiful rip, way wide to the forehand. Did not hesitate at all to step in and take the angle on that ball.
Recently married, if you're wondering about the 2 family names here, to Portuguese player João Monteiro. Still get some getting used to for the table tennis experts. Getting used to the name Dodan Monteiro. I myself might be saying Daniela Dodan more often than not.
That's how we've known her for years and years, so it's a tough habit to break. It's also much shorter and easier. Nothing personal to João Monteiro. After a big backhand right off the bounce close to the table, Dodan has to receive the ball real quickly. Feng, nice block, bringing it back. Used to a very fast-paced game over the table.
I have to say, I've seen some ups and downs of Feng Tianwei in 2013. Are we seeing a service warning issued here?
4-2.
Told not to hide the ball. The umpires have been very much on point with their calls so far this tournament, making sure that all rules are enforced. Dodan a little bit behind the table, but still able to pick placement to push Feng back off the table. Dodan has some very fast feet. We've seen her play off the table, step around, similar to the last Romanian, Samara, as far as deep from the table play and comfort.
3-5.
And as you mentioned before, Seb, staying close to the table at this level, very important. Cannot sacrifice that ground. You got to stay in, keep your real estate at the table.
Exactly. Sometimes you do have the feeling you need more time, so you step back from the table. But if you're in a position where you need more time to react to the opponent, you're doing something wrong in the first place.
That's absolutely right. No threat from far away, even a counterattack as hard as you can from 15 feet behind the table. Too much time for your opponent to react and too much predictability on where the ball's going to go.
6-3, good start for the world champion of 2010.
What a backhand flip right over the table. You could hear the snap on that ball. Just crushed it as it gets up an inch too high over the net.
Bam.
Excellent point. I mean, Daniela Dodin right there with great placement. She starts the receive off wide to the forehand with some misdirection, blocks back some powerful loops, counters. That point had almost everything we've seen, just shy of a chop.
As I was saying, I was seeing some ups and downs from Feng Tianwei lately, but in this tournament, she's so focused. She's back on track to her best form in her career, maybe. On fire in this first game. Look at that.
1-2 combo right off the bounce. Didn't let the ball come up at all. No chance for Dodin to get back in that point. Even in that video, you could barely see the ball bounce. Absolutely on fire. Guess the ball clipped it. Oh, is it a service warning?
Seems to be.
Nice backhands, 2 in a row. These decisions are quick. Feng is putting the ball into the middle of the table, trying to get some hesitation out of Dodin, but Dodin staying strong, making quick decisions to use her backhand on both of those balls. And it's going to cost her the point.
Let me tell you something about service warning, though. We've been seeing that quite some time over this tournament here. Service is something that players are growing up with. They just do it. They don't think about what they're doing. And once you start to think about, do I really move the arm out of the way when you're warned or faulted on a serve even, it can really throw your rhythm off. Look at that. This is something that she normally would not miss at all. And I'm not saying this is just because of the service warning, but you always have that in the back of your head. It's an external impulse in your game, and I have seen games actually turned around by a service warning and a service faulted.
2 quick points for Dodin, now only trailing by 2, 7-9. And it's a 1-point game from the moment of service fault. From 9-5, now 8-9. Forehand to forehand. Dodin, a very, very gutsy play to challenge that forehand from Feng over and over. We've seen 4 in a row for Dodin to tie it up at 9-all. It looked like the game was over, but now it's anybody's game.
Dorian. I don't believe it.
It's a real tough point right now for Feng to have to be worrying about her service call. Coming into the tight points, you want to be able to do whatever you can to have edge on your opponent. You do not want to have to worry about keeping your arm out of the way. Of course, she has to because these are the rules, but it might be in her head. Just overdoing the defense, a little long on the lob. The last lobbing point, we saw some fishing, actually, from Dodin. She won the point, keeping it deep to the backhand corner of the table with some kick. And now it's deuce, Dodin's serve.
Well, that was lucky. Still counts, though. From Feng Tianwei's perspective, she's back on track. I think the last 2 points have seen a much more active Feng Tianwei than before. I think it's safe to say that this service warning did affect her indeed. She did not score a point after 7 points played. Now again, game point for the 27-year-old. And she takes it. 12 to 10, that was a close call there, but in the end, experience prevails. 12 to 10, that's 1-0 for Fang Tianwei.
Second game, Singapore to serve, level.
So 1-0 for Fang Tianwei, 1-0 for Singapore in this quarterfinals match of the World Team Championships 2014.
Love.
First point to the world champion of 2010 over Daniela Doden as well.
Two quick points for Feng. Nice underspin serve into the backhand. You can see a change in mentality from Doden after that overly aggressive receive on the first point to a much more cautious receive for the second. Heavy push from Feng, loaded with underspin. Doden not able to get the legs into that shot. It was all arm, and she could not get it over.